Well, like every other marketing situation, there's a need for some improvement as new demand arises. And one of the key areas where we think that investors would like to see some big improvements in the areas for obtaining statutory consents. Cost of financing is another one. I think a lot of developers will say that they want to see cheaper financing. We think that will happen, but also we think that with government support, the right macroeconomic policies, and in fact all of that are going in the right direction, we expect that the cost of funds to keep going south. The issue around low-cost housing is an important one. Only 5% of the population in Kenya can afford a mortgage. So that means you have a significant proportion of the population who can't afford what a commercial mortgage. A lot of those are low-income earners. And the big question is, what do you do to meet the housing need of this important segment of our population? Everywhere in the world, there's always one answer, and it's about subsidies. Subsidies from a whole range of players, subsidies from governments in various ways to ensure that housing can be delivered to people on low income at a price that they can afford.
It is estimated there's a deficit of 150,000 units in the market in Kenya today. That deficit can only be addressed adequately if we're able to solve the challenge of affordability, and that is actually getting products into the market which are either incremental, so people can own their houses incrementally, or secondly, they can actually access loan facilities which are affordable. In addition to affordability is supply. It's a double-edged sword because we have problems in terms of effective demand on one hand, so effective demand being caused by the issues of affordability, but also supply at the level of 4 million shillings and below for a housing unit. And that's what we call the middle income market, and that's the gap, and we also want to do that.
I'm the managing director of Pata Development Company, and we are developing Aberdare Hills Golf Resort in Naivasha. We are very advanced in designing. It's almost complete by the end of this year, and the work has already commenced on the site. Boundary wall is already more than 50%, and the infrastructure has also started with roads and middle income village homes. The ground has been broken last week, and they are coming up.
The product that we are developing in Naivasha is a high-end development that is benchmarked about similar comparisons, not within the region but internationally. And therefore, in terms of our source market of offtake, we are looking at some international people buying into the project, and also the region. We are not looking at the off-takers from within the country only. We're looking at the wider region of East Africa, and we are not just selling housing development. We are selling a lifestyle. It's somewhere where when you buy into, it offers more than just housing. It offers you an environment whereby you have good health, you have good open spaces, you have a peaceful environment, you can exercise without necessarily going into what most people have today, going into a gym. You can just take a leisure walk within the development because it's very low density. The overall coverage of the entire development is about 20%. There are areas whereby that density is much, much lower. We border one of the natural features in Naivasha, that is Lake Malewa. And Lake Malewa's flora and fauna have got some of the very rare monkeys. It's colobus monkeys. It has a very wide species of birds. It has some natural habitats within the environment. And so far, the developments that are going on in the country generally targets a good number from within. We wanted to do a development that would be able to create appetite from those who are out of Kenya, and also look at the conveniences that exist in the West. There are people who have come to Kenya and wish to live and work in Kenya and have not done so and moved on to other locations like